Mr. President has asked me to, again, inform Nigerians that he listens to them, especially the young people that are trying to protest. Mr. President is listening to them. He takes what they say seriously and is working assiduously to ensure that this country is good, not just for today, but also for the future. The issue of the planned protest, Mr. President does not see any need for that. He's asked them to shelve that plan. He's asked them to await government's response to all their pleas. He has listened to them, so there's no need for strike. The young people out there should listen to the president and allow the president more time to see to the realization of all the goodies he has for them.
Like many people say, the hardship Nigerians are going through is not yet hitting them hard. If it were, the protest would have been spontaneous. There wouldn't be time to set a date to start and to mobilize for it. That is exactly what is happening here. Tinubu and other politicians are afraid of the protest, but they still don't take it very seriously. If they did, Tinubu would have addressed Nigerians himself, not speaking through the Minister of Information. Nigerians need to realize the powers they have. They need to take advantage and use these powers wisely. If anyone offers you money, take that money because it is your money, it is your right. After all, this money didn't come from them. They stole it, they took it from government coffers and they're giving it to you. Take that money and go back and use it to solve your problems and still come out and protest on the D-Day.
We, the women of indigenous people of FCT, we said no to any protest that they want to do. If you have any protest that you want to do, go back to your state and allow us to be in peace.
It didn't take long for the ethnic baiting they used in Lagos during the elections to get to Abuja. What is she actually trying to say? No one owns FCT. The reason FCT was created was because Lagos became too small to host the capital city. So they needed a place, a neutral ground. All the settlers there were settled. They were resettled elsewhere. So indigenous whatever doesn't exist. There's nothing like telling someone to go back to anywhere in the country, especially when that person is a citizen of the country. Nigerian constitution guarantees the right to any individual to live wherever he wishes to live. You can't tell anyone to leave my state or go to another place to live. You don't have that right. He has that right as guaranteed in the constitution to live wherever he wishes, conduct his business and affairs, conduct his civic responsibilities. Yes. So you can't tell anyone where to protest or not. It's impossible, especially when that person is a citizen. If he's a foreigner, you can even deport him. But a citizen telling that person where to protest is absurd. So these people, instead of spreading this bigotry, they should have just collected the money they were given and gone home. As simple as that. They've been paying many people, many unknown organizations. You hear names from Northwest, Northeast, Middle Belt, all announcing that they've withdrawn from the protest. All the money they are paying to these people to stop the protest, why not use it to solve the problem? If these problems are solved, there wouldn't be any protest in the first place. So patriotic Nigerians, you must collect this money if they are offered to you. This money belongs to you. After all, politicians already stole this money to keep for themselves. Because you are protesting, they decided to share some bit with you. But don't be surprised, they're only sharing about 0.1% of the amount they already stole. So take this money from them, go back home, use it to solve your problems, and still come out en masse on the D-Day to protest and demand for good governance.
See them, see them, see them. See talks, they go listen to talks, go and talks, go and
Yes, this was their strategy during the EndSARS protest in 2020. You can see government-sponsored thugs entering SUVs. They came to pick them up. They had to deploy thugs to disperse and attack peaceful protesters at Alausa Ikeja. But when the tables turned, protesters started chasing the thugs. They had to deploy the military, who started shooting at the protesters. So this is their strategy. They will use thugs to penetrate the protesters and start attacking them until it turns violent. And the security agents will capitalize on it and start shooting and dispersing using heavy force on peaceful protesters. Now to the people they will pay money to go and disrupt and attack peaceful protesters on the D-Day. Why would anyone attack his fellow countryman who is fighting for the well-being of everyone? All the money they paid thugs during the past election to go and disrupt voting in many polling units, steal ballot boxes, trash ballots, the money didn't even last up to 1 week. And when they came to power, they still devalued the naira. The little money you had in your bank account lost serious value by over 200%. So why would anyone do that when they know that the people pushing you to go and do this, they are pushing you because of their selfish interest, not national interest? When they pay you 2,000 or 5,000 naira to go and do their dirty jobs for them, they have taken about 5 billion or 50 billion before they are able to give you 5,000. So what you can do if you truly need that money when they offer it to you, take the money because it belongs to you, go home and use it to take care of yourself, but do not come out to disrupt peaceful protesters on the D-Day. Now, the people who don't want Nigerians to protest and demand good governance actually came to power through protests. During the Goodluck Jonathan's administration, they organized many nationwide protests like the Occupy Nigeria. No one stopped them at the time. No one said protests are haram, that people shouldn't protest. No one was offering bribes or paying people to stop protesting. The government actually yielded. They stopped the increase of petrol price, which caused the Occupy Nigeria in the first place. So you can understand the difference. They were protesting at the time, they had all the liberty, they were even campaigning, speaking openly. People were calling Goodluck Jonathan all sorts of names, they were insulting him openly. No one attacked them, no one tried to stop them in any way, because in a democracy, citizens have the right to protest. It is a constitutionally guaranteed right. So why is it different today?
You know these people, budget after budget for electricity. After the budget and expended 60 something, 160, 170, $1 billion, they come round and say, okay, we spent that money, we stole the money, there's no electricity. Let's change to privatization. They will change the nomenclature and the method, we steal more, but they will forget the other one. That is what they are doing with your money. Not enough that they are stealing from our children tomorrow for lack of investment in education. They are still embezzling the retirement benefit of hardworking Nigeria, including our grandfathers. They are stealing the port, the treasury, not even leaving some coins for us to war with. Let them be out now.
The difference is they sold lies to Nigerian people. Nigerians didn't think hard enough about it. They bought it hook, line and sinker, and they rode our backs to get to power. Now that they are in power, all the lies don't matter anymore. The former Ekiti State Governor explains it perfectly.
Even when what President Jonathan is doing, which 10 or so years after, all the political parties in this country agreed with. They even put it in their manifesto. Subsidy must be removed. Subsidy must be removed. Subsidy must be removed. We in ACN at the time in 2012, we know the truth, sir. But it is all politics.
So you can see, do not be deceived from anyone. Take the money like they offered people money during elections. Take that money, belongs to you, and still troop out en masse to protest and demand good governance. It's already yielding results because of the little changes they've made. And that shows you they know what they are doing. They are intentionally doing it. So if you press harder, Nigerians will get more results. Nigerians will make people think twice before spending their money. How can Nigerians be dying of hunger and they are spending billions of naira on vanity projects? Just like the lady that was speaking in that video about the indigenous people in Abuja. Is she aware that some people are living in IDP camps in the same FCT? So Nigerians are going through serious hardship, but people have the audacity to spend 21 billion naira to refurbish one building that one man will live in. They have the audacity to buy a new presidential jet worth 150 billion naira. All the problems that put Nigerians into serious poverty, they don't want to do anything about it. They don't want to reduce the price of petrol despite paying 700 billion naira per month on petrol subsidies. They don't want to fix the exchange rate despite the fact that Nigeria is an import-dependent economy. When you don't manufacture enough to export to other countries, if your exchange rate is too high, that means it's not profitable to the manufacturer. So all these are the things they are supposed to spend more time on instead of bribing and paying people off to stop protest. Why not take Nigerians not even back to Goodluck Jonathan's time, but Buhari's time? Yes, early last year, Nigerians didn't have this kind of problems and massive suffering all around. The price of goods at the market at the time was still a bit tolerable, unlike what is obtainable today. How much is a bag of beans? How much is a bag of rice? What about maize? What about other food items? So the more people troop out en masse to protest, the more the government will listen to them and do the right thing. Thanks for watching.